Pula vinaka, talofa lava, malolaleia, and kia ora family. Welcome back to the Nesian Money Show. My name is Joe, and today I'm going to get Izzy to introduce our very special guest. And
Sorry, welcome. We're stoked to welcome Chef Simon Mataafa to the Nesian Money Show. Simon is a culinary powerhouse and the co-owner of Lokha Café in Alexandria, where he's been serving up an amazing dish and putting in serious work, almost 12 hours a day. Since their doors opened 6 years, 6 or 5 years ago? 3 years ago. I feel like it's been ages. Far out. With 17 years of experience in hospitality industry, Simon's resume is stacked. He's not just the head of Chef Lokha Café, but also at Twin Peaks restaurant, where he's doubled as an MC and a general manager. He's honed his skills in some incredible spots like the Vanguard in Newtown and the Summit restaurant / O-Bar and dining. Simon's passion for food, combined with his vibrant and outspoken personality, makes him a true standout in the industry. We can't wait to chat about his journey, the grind of running multiple kitchens, and his advice for balancing creativity with business. Simon, welcome to the show. We're so glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you for that amazing introduction there, mate. Jeez, this guy.
Sorry, mate.
Hey, accomplished.
I know. So
That was beautiful.
I felt like, it's been like 5 or 6 years since we first met.
Yeah. I wish my wife was here for that one. You know what I mean?
It feels like it, right? Working in that sort of environment.
Yeah. She's gonna be like, "Are you sure?"
Well, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Very grateful to have you here and happy we made it through the traffic from the city, eh?
I just want to first say thank you guys for inviting me. This is incredible, to be honest with you. I've never seen anything from Polynesians at all, to be honest with you. Now. So it's a great honour to be here, guys. So
Thank you.
Fire
Thank
away.
you. Thanks, Simon. So like when we heard about you, or Izzy told me about you, man, it was amazing to see another Pacific brother doing something so incredible, and to that level and to the caliber that you're doing it to. So I was like, oh wow, is there really someone? Are you sure? Yeah. But it's not to say, it's just, there's a lot of us out there.
Yep.
This platform is about displaying, the incredible talent that exists within our community in different industries and professions. And then I guess business and money is not something that we often talk about as a community. It's not something openly discussed or as commonly maybe displayed on media platforms and social media. So today, that's what we were like, man, if we could show our audience and the community that, someone's doing like exceptional things like you are within your industry, especially in hospitality. We all love our food as Pacific Islanders, So today we're going to pick your brains and then just learn a little bit about you, and then maybe somebody who's watching would be able to reach out to you for some advice or guidance, The idea of this platform is to be able to provide somewhere for people from our community to be able to reach out to that they can trust or in terms of community. You understand our culture, so it's easy for you to be able to communicate in a way that they would receive. But yeah, man, welcome to the show and thank you very much for coming on today.
I'm ready. Fire away.
Yeah.
Bro, can you tell us a little bit about your cultural background, your heritage, where you went to school, and how the Pacific heritage has influenced even, I guess, to Prong, but your cooking and your journey through to where you are today?
So my father is he's Samoan. My mother is Pakeha, Scottish, New Zealand born though, and so I have 2 older brothers with me. So we were all born in New Zealand, all the siblings. We came here a bit younger.
Where'd you grow up?
Just where you
grew
grew
up
up.
in Campbelltown?
We grew up in Campbelltown area. So we were. We grew up in Riverwood.
Yeah.
Bankstownish area, but then we moved to Campbelltown where the housing prices were a bit lower. So my family bought out there, and then that's where I grew up. My older brother's about 10 years older, so that's where I grew up and went to school. I went to Campbelltown Performing Arts High School. Not a performer. I was just, just lived in the area. Just that you go here, sir. So that was school, and then after that I went to Campbelltown TAFE, did my cooking. With the cooking, where I worked and stuff like that. So work experience and stuff like that. But
so you went to school at the Performing Arts in Campbelltown, you only went to that one high school?
Just the one high school.
So
we did that. Not many Pacific Islanders. I think there was like
wow,
I think it was like 7, 8 in my year.
Yeah.
And we were all pretty close-knit friends as well.
Nice.
But we got, friends with everyone, Lebanese, Asians. So we were all pretty, close-knit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
More Australian, white European area.
Not many down there. So what, you would have been like 12 or 13 when you moved over?
No, I was younger. I think I was 3.
Oh, okay.
So I've been here. I'm more Australian than New Zealand.
Okay.
Than anything, I go for the
So you went to
green and gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're
right.
not doing very well, but
I saw
we'll
Lee's
figure it out.
Because you said so there's a Mataafa and there's a Mataafa.
There's the Mataafa. We're the Mataafas. Then there's Mataafa. So Mataafa is like the Prime Minister now in Samoa, the lady.
Yes.
So she's a Mataafa, I think. And then we're the Mataafa. So we were. I don't know. My dad explains it like the royalty line and not the royalty line. We're not the royalty line. We're the peasants. That's why we know how to cook.
Wow, nice. So, with your dad, you said he's a minister.
Yeah, my dad is the founder of Samoan Unity Christian Church.
Wow.
So, at our prime, it's gone. He's retired now, but we had churches here in Australia, New Zealand, Samoa, America. So expanded.
huge.
Yeah, it was pretty big. He travelled a lot as we grew up, for church. But he was the whawhiao and the minister in the church. So we grew up very, very strict, religious.
Yes.
In the home.
So you would have started that where in New Zealand or back in Samoa?
He started in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then when we were building when he was building, him and my mum were building branches in Australia, that's when we had to move. And then man, it was a hard thing, man. We were living off when we came. He had a property in New Zealand, but he didn't know he could transfer the mortgage and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, we were living off like picking up stuff off the road, like cabinets and all that stuff, bedding. We would find on the road and take it. 3 years of that, and then they told him you can actually transfer transfer funds from there to here, and then that's where we bought a house here. And then we were like, 3 years of jeez,
Should have called me.
the struggle was real.
Did you have family or anyone here?
Not really, man. We mainly had church people. Like we were very church oriented. Our family, we didn't have much. I had an auntie that lived with us.
Yeah.
But not really, man. It was more church people. They were cousins. You know?
Was that the late 90s, early 2000s?
Late 90s, yeah. So I was high school by 1998. So.
Yeah. Do you still have family around Campbelltown and stuff?
Not family, man.
Yeah.
More, as I said, more just church people, man. When I say we grew up church people, we grew up from baby to
pretty much
to older.
What did you used to do in the church?
Man, I had to always look after the kids.
Okay, so
I was like the creche, like Simon, go to the creche, look after the kids. Like that was my job, and play the same movie every Sunday. Lion King or Demolition Man. But that was pretty much my job. My brother, I think, was playing the bass in the church, and
So you got two brothers?
Two brothers. My oldest brother Johnny, he's the operation manager in Queensland for AHB.
Yeah.
And my other brother, Nathan, he's the operation manager for the blinds company. Blinds for businesses, buildings, anything and everything. So.
And any sisters?
No sisters.
Okay, so
no
two-
sisters.
all
So our
boys, eh?
nieces,
Yeah.
my nieces were the first girls in our family because we don't really know any of the cousins and stuff like that. So we're very, very spoiled. We spoil them very.
Yeah. Yeah, right. How you so how'd you get into cooking and
So year 11 and 12, I picked hospitality. Prior to that, we're very taught at a young age to help at the house. Cook the food and you have your elders over, a cup of tea. So the service is kind of already there for us. You know what I mean? We're like not bred, but like we're taught at a young age for respect. You know what I mean? So then later when we cooked food, I picked hospitality in year 11 and 12. We could do that.
Yeah.
And then you could do work experience. Yeah. So I went for a week to an Italian restaurant. And after the week, the owner's like, here's a job, take the job. And I was like, yeah, took the job. And then from then on, there's a stress in cooking when you're cooking for a large number. When you cook for a family, it's pretty chilled. But when you cook for 100 people, there's that stress of like 50 steaks, medium rare, well done, knowing everything.
Yeah, And especially if they're paying customers
If
too,
they're paying
right?
customers too, you know, your parents, you burnt the steak. Well, you don't pay, you get a.
Was that Italian restaurant big or a small
It
one?
was pretty big, man. We were like 400. So it's 400. I'd say about 350 seater capacity.
Yeah.
And like it was a busy place, man. So when you could handle that stress, I realized that I could handle that rush. It's kind of like a exhilarating kind of feeling. You know what's happening. You know how things are doing, and the food's flowing out smoothly.
Yeah.
And that's like, that little rush is what clicked me. And then from then on, I started my apprenticeship.
Oh, wow.
So,
Through the business?
not through that business.
Yeah.
I moved to the city. I did a stint in the Camptown Cafe Club, but I didn't like the just the casualness of the food. Like it's very. I wanted something a bit more harder.
Yeah.
So I went to the summit in the city, and then I was there for a couple of years.
Yeah,
And
so
then most of that.
yeah, what gave you that? So because you see, you sort of worked the different jobs,
Yeah.
but you had that desire to go to the higher level.
I think it was just the ease of it.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
if
You
you
found
find
it easy,
something
your
easy,
purpose,
it's not boring.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like I don't mean like that job was boring.
Yeah.
I just mean like it didn't like make
Yeah.
you want to thrive. You know, to push.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you could just, you make a salad, you just grab it, it's there.
Like-
You want to put effort into something and make it, amazing. Do you know what I mean? That was a cool thing.
That's what you want from every chef, man. You want that love, the energy that goes into the
It's true,
food.
man. It's true. Same
So
thing.
you
And
want-
working in fine dining in the city, man.
Yeah.
It made like you come to the cafe. I'm not only watching the food, but I'm watching you.
Yeah,
As
the
well
experience,
as you're eating. And if I see you like looking for something, I'm like napkin, run and grab a napkin and give it to you. And that's the kind of thing that takes service to another level. I'm not saying that we're fine dining.
Yeah.
But you just want to add that little bit more.
I feel like what I can relate to what you're saying because you said that's part of our culture as a habit, or like what is it called, like a
serving or like
like a serving,
You're caring
you
for
know?
that
Yeah,
individual
yeah.
at the time.
100%,
Like
100%. I think like
our nature of caring, it comes
Yeah.
naturally to us as
Yeah.
Pacificans, like to serve, and to provide and to make people
100%.
happy, to
That's
make them
very true.
smile. So I think I can sort of relate, like when you're saying that, it came easier to you than probably other people. You know?
and
then-
it's a thing we were brought up with, and if you can hone that into something, it's incredible.
yeah.
making me feel like I want to eat. What you go to like your meal, the favorite meal you want to, cook for people?
At Lokha or?
Oh, just
For
in
yourself?
general. Yeah.
Oh man, just a steak, man.
Yeah.
Steak.
Like I'll
How do you
kill a
like it?
steak. I like it medium rare, but seasoned. Like I'll add salt, pepper. When I say salt, pepper, I don't mean salt, pepper but like paprika, garlic. A bit of onion powder, a bit of flavor. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with salt, pepper. But
I think we were talking about this last night. We had steak. I'm like, we gotta get one day and this properly marbled steak. And how do you know which one is good? Like,
It just
how
has
do
all
you
the
know?
fat, bro.
Is it? Is that
Yeah,
what
it's just
it
all
is?
those little lines, all the fat.
That's way good, mate.
If it has no fat, it's just lean meat. It's gonna be not tough, but
Oh, so the fat makes it soft, eh?
the fat, like
the
it
steak
just
soft.
juices. It just flows through the meat. That's what gives you that
So
thing.
that's what they call marbling, is it?
Marbling,
The-
yeah.
okay.
It's the flavour. I do like the fat around it. I do, yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. I don't know. I don't get into it. I look at the price. Oh, that one's. What's this marble? But yeah, man. Yeah. So in terms of food, like, so growing up, what sort of foods did you sort of grow up around? Salmon food, yeah.
Food. So we have at the church we have. So like when I say church, just overtakes our life. It's Monday to Friday school, Wednesday prayer meeting, Friday youth, Saturday sports, Sunday day service, night service. Do you know what I mean? So we were always eating with the church people. So it was like taro, luau, banana, raw fish, chop suey. Like that was pretty much our staple. My dad cooked, but it's very simple food. You know what I mean? Like steak and rice. It wasn't later till we got older. He's like, let's add some veggies and some salads. But his veggies and salad were like boiled veg, like, you know what I mean? 1950s, like boil it, strain it, and then be like, eat it. Eat it, son. It's good for you.
So did all the kids usually do all the cooking at church, or was it more?
No, it was more the men. Like we cook pigs and stuff. Anything hard, like big jobs, like pigs. The men would cook that. Potato salads, taro. Like women would do that at home and stuff like that, or the men would do it. It depends. But like that was more the upbringing of us, you know what I mean? Like that was more the food that and this, you can say Samoan food is simple, but it's tasty.
Tasty,
Do you know what
so
I mean?
tasty, man.
Like
Yeah.
corned beef and spaghetti bolognese, spaghetti, you know, the canned spaghetti?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the best. We
On
were saying
rice.
today, let's make him something Samoan just in case when he comes. Let's do something Samoan and get his score on it. But,
No, but that was the thing growing up. And, you know, it's hard in the city to find Samoan food.
yeah, okay.
Like, it's very hard. So when I go to Campbelltown to see my family, I stop by, like, you know, get the pork buns and the, you know, all
Yeah,
that
I've
stuff.
seen a lot opening up now, man, of Pacific Island food stores in Granville, and then we've got a few in Mount Druitt, and you know, so
And there's a few Samoan food stores as well.
Yeah.
Like the market, they go to markets and stuff.
oh
like that.
yes.
We went to the Blacktown market. There was
Yeah.
the Tongan,
Tongan girl,
and
yeah.
the Samoan food market.
Yeah, there's a little group that does
There's
that.
the Fijian girl
yeah.
that did Nats once.
Yeah, she's there as
Yeah.
well.
When I see
Flavour.
that, I just straight away. Like, what
I
do you
think
want?
once a month they have
me everything.
have it out there.
Kim's
Market
like,
research.
What's this $200? Like, don't worry about it. Support that people.
That's it.
That's the thing.
So how did you, I guess with having, you know, going through your cooking, and when did the business idea and everything sort of start to come into your mind?
To open Lokha?
Yeah,
It
to
never,
open Lokha.
It never did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was never meant to be at Lokha.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
So as I said before, when my son was born, he had a bit of a complication when he was born. And then my sister-in-law from Vietnam, she flew over to help us because I had to work. Kim was struggling a bit because it was a bit emotional as well for her.
Yeah.
So she helped us there. And I'm very grateful for that, to be honest with you, my sister Tol. And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
She got stuck. The airport's closed. Tickets were what, 10,000 to get home, and they wouldn't let you back in. Wow. Really.
Yeah.
So she decided to stay and work in the visa and all that stuff. Yeah. But my wife's family is very business orientated. Like my father-in-law was the mayor of his city. My mother-in-law has the shop that everyone goes to. Yeah. So they're very, you know, real estate and stuff like that. And then my sister-in-law found this shop. And she was like, I want to buy it. And then my wife...
The one who was here on holiday?
The one who was here on holiday, but now has to stay.
Yeah, wow.
But now she's stopped from holiday to like, okay, she's stuck here, so she might as well apply for visa to stay and stuff like that. And then my wife's like, we're going to invest in this. And I think we had like 130K saved in our savings. Now, my plan was to buy a home, either a second investment or a home for us to live in. Yeah. And... I was against it because I had a really good job, man. I was working 3-4 days max a week, and some of the times it was like 3 hours a day. Yeah, I go in, prep, gun it, and leave, and man, I was like, it paid everything. You know what I mean? I didn't want to. I had no stress really. Yeah, and then we bought it, and then as soon as she signed the papers, I was like, switched. Nice. You know what I mean? Like my money's gone. Focus. You know? So we got the keys on the Saturday. And then Sunday we were in there. We were open by Friday, so we ripped all of his old stuff. We were there from morning to night, just ripping everything, cleaning everything, repainting.
Was it exciting?
It was exciting. Like adrenaline. By the Friday we were exhausted. And then Saturday we opened, and I was like, all right, let's just use this as a time to train whoever we have, and get ready, and then see how we set things up. Man, we got smashed on the first day.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
I'll be honest with you, we walked out. I think we walked out with 700 profit. Wow. On the first day. I've been in hospitality a long time. It doesn't happen.
Sometimes,
it doesn't. It happens sometimes, but we didn't advertise nothing.
No.
People would just walk past, go, oh, Vietnamese, walking in, going, and I was like, do you have this? Our coffee machine didn't work. Wow. So I was like, hey guys, so sorry. The coffee machine didn't work, but go down to this shop. There's a shop 10 meters down the road. They have coffee. And they're like, no, we'll stay here and eat. And I was like, you know, so it was just like that. It was just, man, to be honest with you, it was actually a blessing that we got that shop because we're in a better place now. Yeah. And I was fully against it. And I don't like to work for anyone now. So I like to work for myself.
Wow.
You know, so I'm like, nah, you know. Being a head chef is one thing, but running your own thing is a different.
Like the joy,
the joy, man. Like I get to work at 5 in the morning. It doesn't open till 8.
Doesn't feel like work, eh?
But I pump music. I'm prepping. You know what I mean? And people walk past me. This guy, this music is like loud as at 5 in the morning. But that's the thing, man. Like you just love it and you want to push it, and the busier we get, the better it is.
So you were at the Italian, and then you went to what? How many other places?
Italian, and then I went to the club, and then we went to the fine dining restaurant, and then later I went on to level 42 in the city. Then I went back to Summit, and then after Summit I was a head chef at Vanguard, which was a live music venue. That was where, I don't know if you've heard of Star Wars Burlesque.
No.
That's where that came from. That's a big show. It's in France now. It's in America. Okay. And then after that, I went to Twin Peaks as a chef because I got to know the owner really well. And that was a great job, to be honest.
So Twin Peaks, you'd say, was the best job out of all those?
Look, it was a great team, great owners, great, you know, even like working with the girls, it was like, you know, just a good team atmosphere. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, 3 days, 4 days a week, and the service is like a function. So for me, functions are guns. So it'll take me 10, 15 minutes to smash it out, and then you're just relaxing.
Okay. Oh, whereas when you're at a restaurant,
you're just
waiting
for orders. You keep doing orders, and then you're like, there's no end to this.
When is the last guy coming?
Excuse me, sir. Like it's 10 past. Leave.
Okay.
But no, it was a good experience, man, and they put a lot of trust in me, and we purchased our house off that as well, man.
Wow.
And my wife had her own migration business as well. So
How did you and the wife meet?
So when I was at the Vanguard, her aunt owned the shop 3 stores down, the Vietnamese shop.
Wow.
So when I was hungover, I go have a pho. And then she was there, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she was like, "Pho or banh mi? What do you want?"
Pick me.
But yeah, from that, and then we got married, and we got married in Vietnam. Massive wedding, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Massive.
Parents come over?
Yeah, my whole family went. My friends went over. It was 30 of us.
Wow.
It was 850 Vietnamese.
Wow.
Bro, it was.
Have you been there before that?
We went to meet the family the year before. And man, I'm big island, you know. I'm a big.
That's crazy.
Guy.
So, did you have any Vietnamese sort of association or affiliation?
Growing up in Campbelltown, not really, but we eat Vietnamese food. We have Vietnamese friends and stuff like that. But going there is a different world, man. And they were a bit shocked too. They were like, "Ooh." They're all small, petite people. And like when they drink, they're like, "We drink." I was like, "I'll drink you under the table."
What do you? Because they drink pretty like the stuff they drink.
No, man, but they drink so fast. Like they're like smash this, and I'm like, man, I'll smash this. Don't worry. You know what I mean? Then they have a thing about challenging you. I don't know why.
Big boy, come here.
I was like, well, we got it. Don't worry. Even at my wedding, my best man, I was like, be ready because we're gonna smash these drinks.
But because the Vietnamese people I've always come across, they're always fun, easy to get along with.
Beautiful
they're like
people.
happy-go-lucky, and it's like, wow, these guys are cool.
Beautiful people.
And then,
Never an angry face, man. And if you did, you wouldn't know it. You're like, Still laughing. I know my wife's angry though.
That's a survival thing.
It was like, no, I've misread this. You're upset.
Oh wow!
800 people at the wedding.
Yeah, man. Oof. So it was an incredible experience, man. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, they're all hustling over there, eh? Like they're all hustling. Everyone's sort of like.
Man, over there in Vietnam, man, like if they go there, like they have this thing where paper, you don't recycle it. Someone comes and buys it, and then they take it and do something with it, make money. So they like if they get to the town, if they just move there, they figure out what's missing, and then they do it.
Wow.
And they're so business orientated. They're so like.
Where does that come from? Like, what's?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea, but I was glad to experience it, man, because it opened my eyes to a lot of things as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you get there. My mother-in-law, busy shop, very busy shop. People going in there smashing it. She's still gunning it, like picking up these boxes, carrying it out, and she's no word of English, but she's pointing at me like.
You're my son now.
Move it. And I'm just picturing my dad like, hey, stop.
Same.
So you're the family now.
Same, but different. Eh?
You're not a guest anymore.
100%. So whenever we go there, I have to like get ready to work.
You're working.
Take my gym gear over there, sweating.
That's nice.
They never asked me to cook though.
Yeah. So where was your first head chef gig?
First head chef was the Vanguard.
The Vanguard,
So that
right?
was the first head chef gig.
Yeah.
So that was a great experience too, to be honest. When I say Twin Peaks was the best job, this was a great job too. You know?
How do you get to that level, like from just being an ordinary guy in the kitchen?
I've never had a resume.
Yeah.
So you always just go to the place.
Yeah.
The resume is how you work. So you do a trial shift, you smash it out. By the time you figure that out, you kind of work. You get poached.
Yeah.
Like people like, hey man, come over. So
Start to know people.
Yeah, they start to know people. So the owner was like, hey, I used to work with him at the summit. He was like, hey, come. He knew I wasn't there anymore. He was like, come work with us. So that's how I got the job there. Walked in. I think the chef at the time was just doing mashed potato and steak. So we ripped out next day, new menus. Just they had 4 people then, and I was like, I'll cut this down to just 2 chefs in the kitchen.
Wow.
Smashed it when we gunned it. It's all about prep, man.
Yeah, so the menu helps you efficientize the operation, eh? Like how you design
well, you need to look
menu
at the
design.
equipment you have as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
like they didn't have a grill, but they had a small flat top, like the grill plates.
Yeah.
So you just put on one steak. They
Yeah,
would just use
just like-
that, and then pans, and then burners. You had a pizza oven
Yeah.
and a convy oven, small convy oven. So you just try to work your menu and what you have, and that's what we did at Lokha. So we
Yeah.
looked at it, what we could use.
So you design the menu around the equipment, eh?
Pretty much, man. Because if you're going in with a low budget,
Yeah.
you're not buying
Yeah.
$30,000
Yeah,
ovens, $40,000 fryers. You have to use what you have.
Yeah.
And that's what we did at Lokha. In the first beginning, we went in, we made a menu around what we had, and I had some dishes that were amazing. Like the karagi we do is not traditional Japanese karagi. We've added, it's like KFC. We add, 11
It's
herbs
called
and
karagi,
spices.
bro.
Can you
have to try it.
describe how would you describe Lokha? What sort of like food or
Vietnamese fusion food.
Vietnamese fusion, eh?
Food. So it's more like taking what my sister-in-law and my wife's food,
yes.
but taking. Look, I'm not saying the best parts of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because there's a different part of Vietnam that's more pungent,
Yeah.
like very heavy food, but that's more Vietnamese.
Yeah.
This is catered to more Western and
Yes.
that
You
they
gotta-
can, their taste buds they can have. Our fish sauce isn't straight fish sauce. It's like a dressing. We've dressed it down so they can eat it.
Yeah, to meet our palate, eh? Over
Yeah,
here,
to
the
make
Australian
the palate,
palate.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
too heavy.
Yeah.
Not too
Yeah.
much for them, but yeah.
Yeah, so we were saying the palette, how you design your menu, the palette. So you've modernized the menu to suit, but you've used the blend of the Vietnamese from
Blend.
your.
It's a blend of Vietnamese food, but we try to so we'll do like a Philly cheese Vietnamese style. So we'll add what we've taken from American Philly cheese, but add the Vietnamese banh mi to it.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a smoked brisket banh mi. We'll do that once a month.
Yeah.
And that guns, man. People come in like smoked brisket day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then we'll do, the karagi. The karagi is probably our most popular thing. Taking Japanese food and just adding a bit more. As I say when I say seasoning, just a whole bunch more stuff.
Is that the sort of cuisine you used to work with when you were like sort of working, or what made you get the Japanese sort of fusion in it?
When I go to different restaurants, I find something that really amazes my taste buds, and I'm like locked into the memory, man. And then all of the dishes on my menu has come from different spots and different, even from fine dining.
Wow.
So
it's pretty much your experiences mixed with your wife. So it's a perfect
100%,
blend, man.
100%.
It pretty much represents a relationship.
And that's why when I say we got to this point where we built this business around, it's pretty much what we've all learnt up to now, and taking the best parts of our lives and pushing it here. Do you know what I mean?
How good is that? It's going to be
You
so
have to
rewarding.
try, bro.
It'd be
It's
so
so-
rewarding.
oh,
like you're
man.
tasting a piece of you. And it's
Bro,
like,
when we first started, we were doing maybe 30 rolls a day.
Yeah.
We're at 300.
wow.
You know what I mean? Like we do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When we do fire, we do 100-liter pots.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I'm so grateful to our customer because when I say we opened, man, we opened during COVID.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
crazy.
second lockdown,
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
you
pumping
remember,
it, eh? Yeah. You would have been
like
pumping it.
lockdown happened,
That first
and we were
week.
like, no, we had a month. And lucky we had that month because
Yeah.
people came and tried the food.
Yeah.
And by that time COVID hit, we already had the locals. So the locals were coming down. By the time COVID was kind of ending, the locals were home, the workers were back, and then they were coming. So we had the double whammy. And then we had that for a year. And I know, no stress. Even after COVID, we had this thing, a grateful thank you.
Yes.
We gave 200 banh mi for free to our 5-kilometer radius. And we were like, come down, 200 rolls. And they smashed
But
it.
so that's the thing about COVID. Some businesses who are good models, they did really well, for
Just
food, and then you've
so
got the
lucky,
other. Yeah.
so like I don't know, that time, what was it, like a old, just a hot chips place?
It was Vietnamese as well, but it was old
Oh, was
fish
it a
and chip.
Vietnamese shop as well?
He was Vietnamese, the owner.
Oh,
they
okay.
did banh mi, but just not as fresh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you bake all your stuff, like your raw materials? So you were telling me earlier.
So all the meat we get, we marinate ourselves.
Yeah.
The karagi and all that stuff, we cook that fresh to the day. We try to cook everything fresh on the day, cut everything fresh on the day, lettuce and all that stuff. Yeah. That's what people want. They want fresh.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't want,
and especially
stuff.
if you're paying a premium a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And you go into like a 7-Eleven, that pie's not from that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's from a week ago.
Yeah.
But that's what people want. And we sell vermicellis for $20 for a bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're happy to pay it because they're getting something that's
Made
worth
on
it.
the day,
It's fresh.
fresh. Yeah.
It's hot, it's delicious, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
What's that curry soup I always get?
The stew beef.
Oh,
The
right.
stew beef. And flavour, man. Packing flavour is important.
Nice.
You get the bread rolls, you put it in there.
Yeah. This guy's like, can I have another bread roll? It's like, nah, bro, it's sold out, man. Stop taking the bread
Make
rolls.
some more. Do you make your own bread rolls or you
No,
order them?
so we have a specialty baker that
Okay.
makes our bread rolls because that's just another addition
Craft,
to the business.
Yeah.
Like your ovens, your staffing, flour, buying flour for that amount we need.
Yeah, it's easier just to.
A space is the biggest thing.
Oh, in the city, space. How do you manage space, man, in the city?
We were pretty lucky when we got Lokha because we've done a few things. The owner had everything divided, like coffee machine here and here and here.
So
And
bad,
that's why they were so slow, I think. We ripped everything out, put it in one section.
Yeah.
So everything came from one side.
Yeah.
And you only needed one person to kind of govern that.
Yeah.
Where you don't need 5 people to do that. But I think the space-wise, we were lucky because we ripped out all the equipment we didn't need and replaced it with tables. Because he only had 12 seats. We have 40.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So we've tried to...
You've efficientized the space to
make sure we have
maximize.
it. Maximize it. And that's the main thing you have to do in this business. Because if you have a table sitting there, if you only have 12 seats and a guy sits there for 3 hours, that's lost revenue.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you could have turned that table over 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And that's why we gun the food. Because by the time you say that you order the food there, I'm listening to your order. And I'm already like too far,
you're
blah,
next
blah. And then by the time you sit down, I want the banh mi in front of you.
Yeah.
So you eat it and you leave, and then the next person comes in and guns it.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of more smaller like niche operations, you know, like this where it's more intimate and the service is like the owners work there and that. Do you think that's where...
That is where it's going. I've noticed that as well in the city. You see like all these big 400, 500 seaters, they're gone. It's the rent. The rent is too high, staff costs are too high, and you can't service that anymore. Like the big Chinese restaurant, remember...
Century?
Golden Century. That nearly went under.
Wow.
You know, it's hard to
yeah,
well, there's no one going in there, you know.
And these new, you're going to go in the city now. You got a nice. I went to this restaurant, 40-seater Italian restaurant. They're turning over quick. Because that's the key. You have to get those tables refilled.
Yeah, and
but still offering a great service.
Yeah. Especially when you're competing with Ubers and all of this thing. You know, everyone's getting all this quality quick to them, to their door. But then, why are they coming to you? You know, you got to differentiate, I guess.
I think a lot of people are just very impatient as well, you know. I just want to get there, eat and go.
But even saying with Uber, man, Lokha got, it's on our social media, we got the top 20% in Australia and New Zealand of orders for Uber. So when I say like our Uber, we go from the time, so you can see where the riders are coming, and then you gun it so the customer gets it hot. And a lot of places, they'll make it 30, 40 minutes early, sit it there, and it's cold.
Wow, yeah.
So
I really like your model, like what you've come up with, man. Because we worked in the industry for a little bit, but I think you've nailed it in what you're doing, man. Congrats.
Thanks, man. It's not only me, man. I have to give credit to my wife and my wife Kim and my sister-in-law Tol. Without those two,
you gotta get the trio on one day, man. As a group to see
how
the dynamics are.
I was like, "Do you want to come?" And she's like, "No, that's your people."
Come on, I was
like, you know when you just feel it.
I'm gonna have to shinda this video and say, hey, you gotta get you on now.
How has it been finding workers?
For us, not too hard, to be honest with you. We have like a lot of people that just come and like, hey, 2 of my staff now just walked off the street and like, hey, can we have a job? And I was like, give me a trial. I'll give you a trial tomorrow. Come and try it. The thing with us is as long as you have a good attitude, and you're fast, you can work with us. You know what I mean? Like
Hospitality, there's a high turnover. Do you have
it's a high turnover because of pay, man. Some places aren't paying fair.
Yeah.
And like no one's gonna stay for $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
Long day as well.
you know what I mean? Long day and you're working for $15 an hour. Like my kitchen I think is on 29.
Yeah.
Just doing dishes. And I've worked hospitality.
Yeah.
Like you have to survive.
100%.
Yeah.
And my stuff, you eat free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm worried if I hire some islanders, you know what I mean? Some awesome. Can I be a chef? Like, nah, bro.
It's on Botany Road.
Go and support him.
But yeah, man, like you look after your staff. Like we had our Christmas dinner, we took them to a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
We paid for everything. We paid for all the drinks because without them,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're not going to
It's
go
the people,
forward.
it's all your people.
It's all your people.
How do you manage? Like, so how do you manage expenses within the business? Do you have professionals, or do you do it
we don't
yourself?
have-
Do you?
We do it ourselves, man.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
in any restaurant, you have to know
Yeah,
all
you
your
gotta know your
numbers.
numbers, eh?
If you don't know your numbers, like I was blessed to work. I wouldn't say it's a blessing, but I worked at places that weren't doing very well.
Yeah.
So we had to
Watch
you had to watch everything. You had to make a menu around it. I remember I made a menu from Costco. Like I went to Costco and I was like, this. We'll take this cheap. This. I go to the markets, $8 cucumbers on the menu, cucumber salad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you figure out how to do that. And with us, my wife's made a spreadsheet that I'll fill in religiously daily.
Yeah.
So it would be like card payments, Uber payments, and then all of our ordering will come up. So like all that pricing will be there. Staff costs, super, rent, and anything else that's allocated to the business.
Yeah.
So by the end, we know how much we're aiming because we're aiming for that 10%.
Yeah.
In hospitality, you're always aiming for that 10%.
Yeah.
If you're under that 10%, it's hard. Do you know what I mean? 10% profit's the main gun.
Yeah. Okay. So 10%, eh? Yeah.
It's the achievable goal.
Yeah. To make
Do you
it
know what I mean?
worthwhile.
To
To
make
be there.
it's not going to be amazing, but to keep the business flowing, to not have too much of a heart attack.
Yes.
That's kind of where you want to be. Lucky for us, we're a bit above that.
Yeah.
But
nice.
to be honest with you, man, like
Yeah, it is tough, man. Yeah. And I think, it's interesting because you see a lot of hospitality businesses closing down. And then, and that's, like what, all the things you've mentioned,
Man,
attributed to.
Here's the other thing with people, they have this dish that their mum taught them, that their mum made great, that they think they make great. And then they go in being like, I'm going to sell 500.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if you don't?
Yeah.
What if you don't? Like we went into the business and I told my wife, I was like, I don't mind whatever. We had 130K budget.
Yeah.
We bought for 60.
Yeah.
We invested another, the rest to fix it, fit it out. It was a very quick fit out, but you had the insurance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, store 20 away
Yeah.
in case we don't break even.
Yeah.
You
To
have
keep
to
it going.
have some money that you're like, we're short 1,000, take 1,000.
Yeah.
Keep going to build it and build it and build it.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing because people don't plan for
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so what I'm getting, your advice would be just start like with what you have, and if you're just starting out in the
And
hospitality.
without loans, man.
Yeah.
Like if you can save the money and build up and then go for it, because you got to pay rent, you got to pay your house rent, staff, super. If you're paying that, or if you're working by yourself, stock and equipment, all that stuff. But if you add the loan payment,
it's the killer.
That's another thing.
When we started, we did a silver chef lease, man. And for 70 grand, it was like 1,300 a week that we had to pay on top of everything else.
Yeah.
So it was a tough time, but it was just us and we smashed it out.
But imagine if you didn't have that 1,300. You know what I mean? Like,
it would have been.
it's like GST. Imagine if we didn't have GST. You know what I mean? But it's like it's there. It's there.
Awesome, man. Good on you.
So you bought the place where you're at now, or you're just renting it?
We rent the place itself.
Yeah.
But so we still pay rent and stuff like that. But it's a pretty fair.
I think in your location it works out, man,
It
because
does
of the
work
value of property there.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to rent it.
because to buy the whole building would be
Yeah.
4 million. I'm not investing that.
Nah.
For a little while there, you were trying to get the
We
next door.
wanted to expand next door, but we
yeah.
had issues with the council and the lease wasn't amazing. But I think it was a great thing that we pulled out because we were. As soon as we pulled out of that, the business got busier and busier and busier. So now we're what numbers that I anticipated for next door.
Yeah,
we're
you can
doing
do
it.
it now,
We're doing
yeah.
at the front already.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So less costs, less rent. less staff.
Yeah, you see a lot of Poly or Pacifica caravans now and vans and food trucks and stuff. Do you reckon that's the model? Or
It depends, man. Like if you're following the way the council operates, you have to go where they tell you to go.
Yeah.
You can't just park near me where I have 300-400 people coming a day
Okay.
and try to poach that. So you have
Yeah.
to go where they tell you to go.
Yeah.
Do I think it's the model? Man, I don't. I tried to get into it,
Yeah.
but Lokha got busy.
Yeah.
But do I recommend it, man? If you believe in it,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think having a permanent location is way more,
100%.
I think, better, secure,
Yeah.
and you're there and you can build an audience like that, that
But
core
the
clientele.
thing about Pacific Islanders, man, we go to festivals.
Yeah.
And we go to things like, especially, and if you park up and you ready for 500, Samoan, Tongans, or whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll spend $100 at your spot. If as long as it's good food,
Good food and
good
it's
food,
quick.
and it's quick. They'll smash it as long as you don't run out.
Fiji Day was like that, man. Recently, it was about 20,000 people down at Liverpool there. They go for 2 days. And the lines are just at the food stalls, man.
And I don't reckon I reckon they could do 20K in those couple of days.
Wow.
I don't think.
But that's the thing, because you're moving around and it's not stable income. That's the other thing. Some you pay the rent and then no one turns up. That's what we experienced anyway.
Yep.
And we found that being at a permanent spot was way better because it's just consistent.
Even Lokha, I think if now we did open a portable shop, it would work to our benefit.
Okay.
But it's just, man, the time.
Yeah.
It's the time, man. You to have the permanent location and the staff is a hard thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because with those outdoor stuff, it's like
Yeah,
you sort of worry about the
rain,
weather.
So many variables,
true.
Yeah.
The
How do you
rain,
go? How do you guys go with the weather? You still
Man,
sort of-
rain, hail,
does
or
it-
shine.
yeah.
Like today was raining in the day, and we still sold out.
sold out.
Yeah, so
You are sold out every day, mate.
We do, man.
know,
You know
it's
what? The thing is, man, it's not only sold out, but I go by averages.
Yeah.
Like if I'm averaging 100, say 200 rolls this week,
Yeah.
if I do 220 the following week, I'll get 210 the week after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You just increase, slowly to the average, because if you don't follow your average, you're going to have so much wastage, and that's what kills restaurants as well. Their wastage.
Yeah.
You know?
So one of the things, obesity is a big thing within the Pacific community now. I feel like, it's becoming a bit more. Do you think that's to do with our diet? Is it mostly?
100%, man.
Yeah.
Like I grew up, my dad, I don't know if you know turkey tails.
Yeah, bro. Oh, bro. That's
No, what is it?
the turkey
Turkey
tails.
tails?
Take it to
Oh, bro. Better get a mad
The
breakfast.
tail.
The turkey's
From a
butt.
turkey?
Turkey's
It's
butt.
like that.
Yeah.
Man, I grew up eating
Oh, man,
that. Like
yeah.
it was just so,
That with balsamic.
like it's the same thing. Like my dad would be like, son, lose weight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
then he
and,
gives
then,
you
and
that.
then that night he's like, KFC? Yeah. KFC?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
mean?
It's contradicting. Oh, man. I'm
And then
guilty.
you're eating the KFC and he's like, son, a little less. Why'd you buy it?
So yeah, habits. We still, I guess, because probably 50, 60 years ago, we're eating off the plantation and and
100%.
now we're exposed to all this, Western food.
Sometimes it's just easy and
But no,
delicious.
it's not only that, man. The way my dad told me is like in Samoa, they couldn't afford the best meat.
Yeah.
So turkey tail was the cheapest. So it got shipped to Samoa. They took it.
Yeah.
And
They made,
that's
made
that's
it their luxury item
their
there.
luxury item.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like corned beef.
Yeah. Corned beef is just as bad.
Do you think our cuisine can be? I know New Zealand, they've got a few like real fine dining restaurants.
There's a fine dining chef there in New Zealand, Samoan food.
in Newmarket, I think.
Yeah. He's got amazing food.
Yeah, I've seen the menu. I'm like, bro, this is what we need here.
I saw his luau. That looked incredible. I was like, that's not luau, but I was like, oh, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see there was one like where you travel out to I think it was out in the mountains or something.
Yeah.
Where they did the lobo and everything, the hangi.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was all fine dining. They made it really nice, had wine and everything. Just
I think that's the guy.
is
in
it?
New Zealand? Is it
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Zealand?
yeah,
Oh, okay,
That's the guy.
right, yeah.
I think he's got the hangi at the back.
Oh, they did it up in the mountains or somewhere. Yeah, but then you can watch the stars. It was real, like just professional, but
I reckon
the
that's how
food-
you expose our cuisine to
Oh,
the Australian
dude,
market.
yeah.
I reckon that's
You bring
how
it here,
do
you just take it to
eh?
the outback, and you like anywhere with their stars. And
Just I'll be in the city like concrete, digging up the concrete.
Would it be a lot of work to do that? Like in terms of compared to what the
Cooking-
menu that you do now?
Cooking it traditionally.
Yeah, like doing it that way and then.
Yeah, I
having
mean,
it
cooking it traditionally,
Lovo, yeah,
that would
okay.
be pretty hard, especially in the city. That would be hard. I mean, you could kind of build like a fake.
But say Western Sydney, you know, because there's a bit of.
I don't think it's not unachievable. I think the issue you have with that is staff time, staff wages.
Yeah,
Say
just to
the-
sit
say
there and watch
the-
the level.
to sit there and watch the. It's
Yeah,
just
what's
gonna
that?
cost.
That's 4 hours, 6 hours sometimes
Or-
it takes
and then
just to cook.
if you have like a delay in the cooking, it's the same as barbecuing. If somebody stalls and it adds 3 hours, you're paying what, $30 an hour for them to sit
Yeah,
there
wait
and
there.
do all
90
that
bucks,
stuff.
yeah. Then just you get paid by the food.
Yeah.
I think we had a guest on here, Roman. He was talking about they started a Lovel business up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And that was it, that their food, you know, they paid. Because it was a family business. So, and that's where it sort of goes, it doesn't work, you know, because everyone's like, oh, I still got to live, I still got to eat. And then, so yeah, that was the next question. So family business, what's it like working with family?
In the beginning, to be honest, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard because my sister-in-law, she lived with us as well. So if we had an issue at work, we had the issue at home. But now, not so much. Me and my sister-in-law are pretty locked on in terms of work. We know pretty much what we need to do. Her son came over. And I don't want to say it too much, but he did. I don't know. I just, man, I'm raised old school, respect and stuff like that. So I just wanted to, and I wanted to make sure he understood that, like, you know what I mean. So I was a bit strict with him as well. But you know, even my son, like, he comes in. Oh, that's another thing. My son came, right, and I'm like, I want him to be. He doesn't have to run Lokha. Or work there.
Of course.
But I want him to understand work ethic.
Yeah.
And I was making him. I was like, take this chucks, clean the chairs, clean the tables. He's 4.
Yeah.
Do you know
Oh, he's
what I mean?
4. Oh, wow, hard that. Hey, man, look at what cheap labor here, buddy. Okay.
But just every Saturday, I'm like, go clean the tables, and he goes up. He doesn't do a great job. I'm like, I started to lose some weight. KFC.
Oh, we got banana bread there, coffee, Vietnamese coffee.
But this lady, she looks at him, she goes, should he be doing that? And I'm like, if he wants to own the business in the future, he's going to start learning now. And that's what I mean. We have to start teaching them now. Like, not to that extent of like,
know what you
like,
mean.
hey, you peel all the bags of potato. But if we don't, man, like what houses we buy are not gonna, they're gonna be more when he's older.
But he'll remember that though, like you know, growing up in Dad's kitchen, like I'm working in the shop, you know. So pretty much, like that's how
It's
you
the same
learn.
thing when we're at
You just
church,
gotta
you know
do
what I
it.
mean? Like, we grow up and they're like, take all the pots to the table, you know, you got to take all the
But no one ever says that. Is he supposed to be doing that?
They're like, yeah, to be doing
Good
that.
boy, take it.
Not even good boy. It's like faster.
But that's interesting that you say that, man, because I did a similar thing with my kids in our cafe, and then we've had a break now for 2 years. They're always asking, when are you gonna get that back? Because we want to work in it.
Yeah, bro.
And that's after, like, I'm like, oh, I thought I was doing the right thing, but not by giving you a break not to work in it. But now it's like,
You never know, man. Like, it could be a blessing later, you know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen.
yeah. But it's awesome, man, how you're thinking that your mentality's changed from being from working for someone to now to the point where you're like trying to leave a legacy, and in such a short span. How's that happen, man? Like, what do you? So is that from just you? Yeah. How did that happen?
We're old school, man. Like, my main priority of my mind is that my family's set, my mum and dad are set, and everything's set. That's always been the major priority. And now my sister-in-law's set. You know what I mean? She's once she came into the group, she's in my like. You know,
she's part of your
view,
family.
You know what I mean? Make sure she's always looked after as well. So that's just the main thing. The main drive is just make sure we're always set, rent paid. You know, we're still saving money and we're still providing for a future for later. But setting my son up is the main goal.
Yeah. How did you So are you how did you have to learn much more to go from working for someone mode to business mode, like in terms of like learning?
It came very, very simply, man. Like, I think running the club. Running the club was probably in terms of service and communicating with the customers was very, very handy. But not.
So pretty much all the body of work you've done.
All the body of work is come through. Like, when we wanted to do canapé menus, I already know canapé stuff. We wanted to do that. Catering, we've done it before. We know how to do it. Our catering is pretty big now. So
you got to get some hours under UA. That's what I always tell
you
the
you got to work,
baristas.
man. As soon as if you want to be in hospitality, you got to put in the hours. Like I remember Christmases. Christmas Day, we open in the fine dining restaurant. I'm in the change room sleeping Christmas Eve, getting ready because I got to go up at 5 a.m. to think. So you know what I mean. That's a really depressing time, but you have to put in that time. Do you know what I mean? It comes in handy.
I used to tell baristas, you come in on the first day and they just got the certificate and they said they're a barista.
Oh, the first of Jan.
No, like whenever like a barista would come in, they'd get the certificate because they'd just do the 1 day training course.
Oh yeah.
And then the next day they'd come in and apply for a job, you know, and then they say, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm a barista. And then I'm like, man, have you done 10,000 coffees? I used to give them like, you got to make 10,000 too. You can say you're a barista.
Just Nescafe and milk.
Yeah. But the hours, man, that's really important. The hours that you put in.
have to, like even the start of the business, you have to put in that
You can't
time.
buy those hours, It's got to be earned. Yeah.
Even when you start the business, when we started Lokha, I invested so much time in the beginning. Like when I was still running the club at night on Saturday, Monday to Saturday.
Oh, so you had that job and then still while getting this going,
that wasn't making enough to cover us.
Yeah.
So I still had that business as income covering this. My wife had her business as income covering, and then we just were throwing everything back at Lokha to make sure it was still up and running.
What was the wife doing?
So she had a migration.
Oh,
business.
the migration, yeah.
So she was very good at that job.
Yeah.
She did very well. So all her income will come once in the year.
What's a migration business?
So like helping visas and stuff.
Okay, right.
And her income will come one time.
Yeah.
Like it all gets paid out one time. So all my money went to rent and everything. And then boom,
Here's
we'd
a
have a
bonus,
massive saving lump going.
Yeah, nice.
So that was good as well. It was amazing as well.
Was it the Samoan side in you or the Vietnamese? What the savings like? Because I know saving that much money is hard, man,
To
these
be honest
days.
with you, I'll be honest. Pre my wife, I was not great with money.
Yeah.
Man, because I had that mentality where 10,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
20,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right. Once you realize that, and you be like, okay, 100,000.
Yeah.
I remember my wife told me, and I was like stressing about this business because I wanted to buy another investment property, and she was like, listen, if we lose 100K, it's 100K.
Yeah.
We'll save it again.
Wow.
How long did it take us to save that? And I was, you know when you're like the coach is talking, and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out there, and then now I remember I'm the one scrubbing the dishes and all that. And she's like, keep going.
That 100,000, baby.
But to be honest with you, man, we saved that in the first year and a half.
Yeah.
So we got that back. We invested another 70K trying to get it back and fixing up the front.
Yeah.
That's when we ripped out all the old equipment, put new stuff in, and man, it's been a benefit.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're constantly reinvesting into the business, Basically.
Not too much now, man. Like now we're at a point where it's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to invest too much in a place you don't own.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And most of the equipment that I invest in, I can rip out and take with me. Yeah. So I'd never want to have anything that's.
So you buy the equipment outright or do you lease?
Outright.
Yeah, okay.
I don't lease.
You don't like leasing? Yeah, that's good, man.
The thing is, as I said with loans, man, it's another payment.
Yeah.
And if I feel like if you don't have it, just don't spend it. But if you believe in it, do what you got to do.
But that's a good model, man, and that's probably part of your success. I think is not having the pressure, because adding that extra loan gives you a different kind of mental pressure 100%. That you can't see, and then it just affects everything you do. Yeah. Affects your operation. That's what I've learned.
I mean, imagine if you just broke even, like $1, but if you didn't have that, say 1,300, that's 1,300 profit.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Big time. Yeah,
it's an important thing to have.
Yeah.
Oh, so much to.
Do you any more plans for any other expansion?
I'm thinking to expand Lokha to a smaller spot, pretty much same as this kitchen.
Nice,
Same area?
Yeah.
Not same area. Like we'll have a look at the spot, but just our banh mi, tacos, and coffee.
Okay.
And just you come, as I say, with our speed, just as soon as you order it, it's gone. So the line is constantly moving.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, like, I don't want to say that in a bad way, but I think like some of the old places, like the Vietnamese, they it's very, very slow. But man, these people have half an hour breaks. They're in line for half an hour. They're not coming back. So if they see 20 people, they're like, no, I'm not going back there.
So on Fridays, there's a Thai restaurant in Parramatta. It's a really nice Thai restaurant, but I think for years they're like, man, we got to change something, and then banh mi at the front. But they do it like what you're saying.
Yeah.
very quick, and everything's fresh because they got the kitchen. They can make everything fresh.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So they're capitalizing on that model, man.
100%,
And it's like that's the way. Yeah. I was saying how with all these plans of expansion, how does family planning to get a look in? Another kid, or
Man, to be honest
Yeah,
with you, as
yeah.
I said, with the experience we had with my first time being born,
yeah.
it's a bit hard, man.
Yeah.
It was I don't want to get too into it, man,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
just not a great experience for
Sure.
us.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So we just right now we're focusing on the business. My wife hasn't put it off,
Yes.
but for her, she wants to
Yeah.
chill out for a bit, and I respect that.
Nice.
We're pretty busy with the restaurant, and once we try to expand, we'll probably be even more busier.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just want to focus more on Robbie, and not only that, man, the finance of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Have a
just
kid, yeah.
Like if we have a kid, the house is probably put back another year or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the main goal now is the second house.
Yeah. Would you do it any differently if you went back? Would you do house first and then business second, or?
We did. You mean to live in?
Yeah,
or
to live
investment?
in.
No, man.
Yeah.
No, because if we bought the house, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have Lokha. We were planning to buy a house
Yeah, and you would use the
in
money,
Oran
yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
It wasn't an investment, but we were going to live there in Oran
Yeah.
Park. But man, living in Oran Park
Nah,
and
it's too
driving to the
far.
city.
Oh, no way,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
And now we live in Zetland.
Yeah.
And
Works. Yeah.
one song and I'm at Lokha.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of it's the right call.
Beautiful,
and
yeah.
the right thing to do. And the house, we don't mind renting for another 2
I think the advice I've always gotten is, man, build the money machine first. When you've got
bro.
the money machine, you can get whatever you want.
As
So
long
it's
as you
all
have
about-
money coming in.
Yeah,
The
doesn't matter.
house,
Yeah.
you're paying it.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
So.
And they've got another thing called rent investing, where they just buy an investment that pretty much pays for itself, which is the house that you want to live in.
Yeah.
Eventually, you buy it to rent it out, and then
That's
you
our
just
house
keep
in
renting.
Queensland. It pays itself.
Yeah, yeah, like
so
that.
we were lucky to buy that, to be honest with you.
Nice,
So it was a good
nice.
thing.
Yeah.
Bro, innovation in hospitality. How's it with technology, and how's it changed the food, and how do you see it evolving into the future?
Like everyone talks about sous vide and like sous vide cooking in the water and stuff like that. But the cooking now, even now, we still use the basics.
Yeah.
Still got the deep fry, still got the ovens,
Yeah.
still got the stove tops. You might get a better one that
Yeah.
is hotter.
Yeah.
But man, like for us, you still need the basic
Yeah.
equipment, basic stuff. You can do anything great with that stuff.
I think it depends on the operator a lot, eh?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the operator, eh?
You go to
It's-
fine dining, they're doing molecular food, which is like, making a liquid into pearl balls.
Yeah.
Like bolpa, but
Yeah.
imagine,
Yeah. It's for
caviar
caviar
size.
like that, yeah.
So stuff like that, they'll do that. But where we are,
Yeah.
no, we don't really need that.
Yeah. And that's the kind of food people want to eat, man. That kind of food that you're
Yeah,
making. So it's like,
Not many people are going to come in for the caviar balls.
Yeah. So, but technology in terms of innovation, right? Like you using Uber on any other
Actually,
apps?
No, Uber for us is incredible.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and we tried Uber. We tried Menulog. I'm not getting paid for this, so don't.
Yeah. Okay.
But we tried Uber.
But Fiji water.
We had, Fiji water is the best. But we had Uber. We had Menulog. We had DoorDash.
Yeah.
And then we had. Do you remember? There was another big one before.
Panda? No.
Not Panda.
We had
they
YQME
closed down. They got bankrupt.
Beat the queue.
Anyway, we had 4.
Oh, yeah.
Menulog, you get an order, no one would come. DoorDash, you wouldn't get any orders.
Yeah.
And Uber was consistent.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Yeah.
The driver would come. And, they're getting 100,000.
But they're taking a big cut, eh? Uber takes a big cut.
They take a cut, but the way I think
affects
about
it,
it
yeah.
is you either make. They take 30%
straight
off the bat.
Yeah.
You have to pay 10% GST.
Yeah.
So it's either 60% of something or 60%
Or
of
nothing. That's
that
that's
customer wouldn't have come to us.
100%.
He wouldn't have walked down.
Yeah.
So and they add their fee anyway. So you're
Yeah.
still
Sometimes
making
your
around
customers
money.
are around the corner.
Yeah, but I could do like we get big companies.
Yeah, they order
I don't know
bulk.
if you want to say the company
Yeah,
names, but
yeah.
like Biopack, Mercedes,
Yeah.
and we have the blood bank around the corner.
Yeah.
They'll order like $500 orders.
Beautiful.
Yeah, right.
We'll smash them
Wow.
out.
Awesome, man.
So like
Yeah.
that's-
On the day.
And that's
on
delivered.
one
And that's
day.
delivered.
And
You
we
don't even have to take it
We
there.
don't get notice of that. That just
It comes
prints,
up.
man. And
Oof.
these dockets are like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And I'm there going, big order, everybody, let's go. And they're like, they walk up like, let's smash this. You know what I mean?
You should get a bell. Just
How does the driver
Now
take
my
it?
voice is the bell. No, they have to get the car. The car ones come.
Yeah.
Sometimes but that's the problem with Uber. They don't let the scooters know how big the order is. So he comes and he's he walks up like, how many bags? 7. Nah, walks off.
Yeah, okay.
And you're like, you have to wait 10 minutes for more food. Bro, that time, that 5 minutes, food can go crap.
If it's not,
So you always want to make sure the food's hot by the time the customer. And we've got 4.9 on Uber, we've got 4.9 on Google.
Wow.
We aim for that, and that's a very serious thing. If I get a bad review, why do we get the bad review? What's happened? What's
so you're on top of it, not on everything.
Man, I check the reviews not only of my shop, of all the shops around me. I check their reviews and find out why they got a bad review. And trying to solve it and fix it on our side.
Yeah, wow.
But that's it. You got to cater to you.
You got to cater to your customer, because the biggest thing isn't the money, man. The best thing about it is the repeat business.
Yeah. It's like a marketing cost. Basically, you're gonna spend that money somehow to market, so you might as well spend it.
And if you get that customer coming back, like I got daily customers, I've got weekly customers and monthly customers. But if you get them back, that's
like what you were saying at the start. Like you never really advertise or anything, but it's everyone talks. And there's a lot of pages. Like even in our community, there's local pages and everyone's talking about it. And this
Lokha just explodes out there. I'm grateful.
So you didn't advertise when you started. You pretty much just opened the doors, and your audience was around you. Your clientele was around you, basically.
Man, the food was just the main. Man,
the food speaks for itself.
As I said, when we took over the business, my wife went down and looked at the shop. I said, go down there and just see how many people walk in, because the foot traffic's what you need. If no one's there,
you need location. So location's important.
Location, and she scouted it. Her and my sister, because I was at work, they scouted for 2 hours. They said 80 people walked in.
Wow.
I was like, God, let's take it. Because we can build off that.
Yes, that's right.
From 80 to 300 to 400. That's an amazing.
And just before COVID, I wonder if Tony COVID was happening.
To be honest, like even that corner, it's like you can park there from like 10 till 3. But also like there's not too many parkings. But
so that's how
you sort of just got to walk past. But everyone does walk there.
Now they all walk. Like
everyone just walks there, man. Like it's
The smells? Do the smells go out? Do the smells go out?
Like when I'm cooking, we're cooking out far. I'll cook 100 liters at once. People walk past, and I'll turn our fans off.
You gotta,
So the smoke is just wafting out. People come in and like, what's that smell? And I turn the fan on. I was like, I have no idea.
That's the secret, man. When you go past Al Jana, you just smell that smoke chicken,
they turn on the fan.
Turn on the fans.
The exhaust fan.
We're like, oh, that smells good, Dad. No, we'll go home and eat healthy. What's some advice you'd give to young sort of entrepreneurs starting out in the hospitality business and the food business?
Save your money. That's probably one. Always save your money. The next one is prepare to put the time in. Like you have to open that shop as much as you can. Because you don't know whether your trade's in the day or the night, because you don't have any idea. What should I stop?
No.
So you don't know when the trade is. Like, is it going to be day or is it night? So we figured our trades in the day. So we cut nights. Do you know what I mean? Like we focus on the day trade, and we you don't know when that is. So after a year, we figured that out. We cut day trades. With night trade, we focused on the day. But time's a massive thing. You have to invest into that business. And making sure you have the backup plan. You have some money saved. That if you don't break even, you can still afford a month or 2 months or 3 months. Because if you don't have that money, you're already down. You know what I mean?
And I noticed your business is so successful, you don't even need a website, right? So
we did have a website, but we didn't really. We didn't put it out much. But people we did fix it up later, and we did all that stuff. But our Instagram started to get some pull. So I think we're nearly at 4,500 followers. Which is,
I guess the food speaks for itself, man, and you don't really need to do anything.
Man. But not everything was ready, but you just started,
But Google's another thing that people look at Google reviews, and then you got a 4.9. That's why we came here. And that's another thing why I'm so serious about it and keeping it. But I feel like once I expand, I'll have to let that go because it's hard to monitor multiple spots, and you can't be there at every shop. But that's why I think when we hire our team, we always make sure we hire people that are in our same vision. They understand what we're trying to do. Because when I open a second one, if I have a great staff, I'll give them 10%. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
You have to give them
you got
something.
us.
They need to be like, come on, man, let's go. Hey, boss, we did this today.
Give me a mind, man. Yeah, with that, so are you serving? So clientele, I know relationships are really important because you've got probably repeat customers, right? So who manage it? Like, are you the front facing guy?
I'm pretty much the front facing
Yeah,
guy. Man, I have a memory that's crazy
Yeah,
memory.
important. Yeah,
So
wow, that's awesome.
I remember
man.
everyone's. I don't remember the name. I remember the order. So I'll be driving down Botany Road, and I'll be like, "Hey, Karaki, special sauce chili. What's up, bro?"
I know exactly what you're talking
and they laugh. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I remember I was at the park. This guy didn't laugh,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, 2 roast pork, no coriander," and he was like, "I have a name," and I was like, I walked away. But man, that's that and talking to the customers, coming up and being like, "Hey guys, how was your day?" Even through the meal, like, "Hey guys, when they leave, every time I'm getting smashed." See you guys. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People like that stuff, and it brightens up your day as well.
Yeah.
You're onto it.
You have to be in hospitality. There's no
good.
break.
Yeah, it's good though because it's rare. Like it's rare to have walk in, someone knows your order and you feel special. When they tell you, "Oh yeah, that's my order." How'd you know? You don't know me. You don't know me.
Nah, I'm following you.
How do you balance the creative side of being a chef and also running the business?
Being creative and running the business, man, it's just food. Food that I love. You know what I mean? And when I say, remember at church they cook the pigs. We cook pigs at Lokha too.
Oh, wow.
So we get a spit and we cook the pig. And just, you know what? It's food that I like. I'm the main, and not only me, my sister-in-law as well. We're both the chefs. But food we like, we're the first customer.
Yeah,
if it's not nice,
Yeah.
it's not going on. Wow. It's not even touching the menu.
So is it roasted before you get it, or
No, we cook it there.
Oh, you cook it there.
Yeah,
you have a spit
everything
there.
we
Or?
do.
No, it's
so
not.
my dad has a spit. We cook every Christmas a pig. So I went and got it, and I was like, bring it down. And I was like, I posted, we're gonna cook a pig.
I keep missing it, man.
Yeah,
I always miss it.
But I got there at 5 a.m. I'm putting this in the spit. People walking past me like, this guy cooking a pig. And then the main thing, like Balang is white Aussies. They just if they see it, they go back to the office and be like,
Tell
this
everyone.
guy's cooking a pig. $17 a roll later.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome, man. So shout out to all the Tongans in Alexandria, man. Go visit Lokha Café.
It's not all the time, man. We do that,
okay.
but the smoked
That's awesome.
brisket, man. It's just us. If we like the food, it goes on. If we don't like the food, it doesn't go on.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because at the funeral on the weekend, they ordered massive pig from Cabramatta, roasted or done, marinated. And,
Love it.
I was like, oh, I went for it.
Yeah, that wouldn't have lasted long.
Yeah.
It's like my dad, man. We'll have Christmas lunch for 5 of us.
Yeah.
There's 20 kilo pig, and I'm there going,
well, I'm gonna have half of this, or save some for the rolls for tomorrow. I don't have to cook that pig tomorrow.
who knows?
What lessons have you learnt along the way that you wish you would have known earlier?
The staff thing, man. Hiring staff that share the vision. Not share the vision. Look, when I say that, I mean like have the same, same
values,
same
mission.
same goals as I do. You know what I mean? Because we're going to teach them a lot. They're going to be at a fast-paced shop that this experience you can continue on. But like we had a girl that she came in. We got 3-4 stars. Yeah. Food amazing. Service was terrible. Yeah. And that third time, you have to get rid of them. But as long as they have that same, and they're happy to be with me. If you stress me out, you're not staying long. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I got suppliers that stress you out too, I change the supplier.
Attitude is everything in hospitality. Yeah,
100%,
attitude
man.
is
100%.
everything.
If you come in like, don't even care, and you're like, you're not going to be there long.
Yeah.
But if you come in, like I got a guy now, he just started Saturday. And he's every time he finishes, he's like, "Hey man, what do you want me to do?"
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Listen, we're waiting for orders. You're stressing me." I was like, just wait a bit. No, but I like that initiative, because that goes a long way. And I'll unload all my knowledge onto this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And if he goes and opens a shop, I'll be his first customer.
Yeah, big time.
You know what I mean? Because no one's going to work there for 50 years and retire.
100%.
I mean, over time, has it made it easier for you to like sort of paint your picture for workers? You know?
People,
Man, I can get people in on a trial, and I don't mean this.
You'll know straight
I don't
away.
mean this disrespectfully. I mean they'll come in and they'll take time peeling an onion. I'll walk up and go, "Hey man, I'm so sorry, but I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
But let's just call it now. You can go to another trial and try.
100%.
Instead of keeping them there for 2 hours to do nothing. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be honest, man. Like if you have a person,
I think
that's there
they
to
appreciate
trial,
it too, man. When you're because it's like it works.
sometimes they leave and they're like,
thank
"Am I
you.
getting the job?" I tell them straight away, and I'm like, "Look, man, I'll be honest with you. You're not in the line.
Yeah.
But I would rather you not wait
Yeah.
for this,
And,
and you can keep
look
finding
thinking,
something.
yeah.
Be honest. You know what I
Awesome.
mean? Just
Yeah.
tell them straight away.
But then it's good, you know. They know where to sort of improve.
Yeah.
And then you can just get in the next person.
100%. But I'll be honest with you, not everyone's made for hospitality.
Nah, you're right.
Like, you gotta have,
You're on a working holiday from mom and dad, and you want to try it.
You gotta have some drive. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
gotta have some. So you gotta understand this is not an easy job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not the hardest as well.
You obviously love the industry. What's the most what's the best thing like that you love about it?
Man, not the industry, but Lokha, I love two things that I really like. It's obviously, as I said, I get to work at 5 a.m. That's not because I need to, it's because I want to. And I get there, I pump music, I prep everything. So the time we open the door, it's easy to go. The staff get there, they start cooking stuff. I love that morning time. That's my time.
Yeah, it's like
It's just
you're
me
zen
getting,
time.
getting in. Every morning I go get the bread, come back, and then everyone's there doing their job. That's one thing I like. The second thing is the pace.
Yeah.
Once you're at a point of cooking where you're just flowing and everything's just flowing out, and you have like 20 dockets in front of you and it's just pumping out.
I just see a martial arts movie.
It's like,
bro,
it's like, but you're not really looking. I've got beats. I've got my Spotify list is pretty much just my beats. Like I had Gangster's Paradise and stuff like that playing. And just just pumping to the music,
Right,
and that's the
relate,
best, man. That's the best.
Yeah.
But I love that.
Kung Fu Lokha.
Look, man, come for Lokha, but come to Bonnie. There's heaps of good food there, man. I love the street. There's a lot of good businesses.
Yeah. Bro, lastly, like we're almost wrapping up now. Lokha Café, how do you how do you think it could inspire the Pacifica community in terms of, what we could do in the food business?
Just, I think knowing that there's a Samoan.
Yeah, because like the Samoan background.
You don't look at me and go Samoan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think if you know that someone's doing it and succeeding in it, then you probably can try it.
And it doesn't have to be you've just put your twist on our cuisine, you know, and it's like in it works, and you've infused it. And
100%. As long as Samoan food's simple, but it tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if you can make it, to the next level, I think you'll do great. Do you know what I mean? But try. Man, try. And don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Because once you tell someone about it that's negative, and a lot of Samoans are negative, they're like, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, just do it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
If you lose it, get a job,
Next one.
save up, do another one.
Yeah, that's the worst that could happen, right?
the
You just go
worst?
back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to work.
Yeah.
Live in the dream.
Nice. Oh, awesome, man. You're like doing man, we're proud of you. I know that, and I know
Thanks, boys.
anyone who sees this, man, they'll be like, we're going to go look this guy up.
This is amazing as well.
We're gonna
Asian
look
Money
this
Show. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
incredible, to be honest with you. I was not expecting this.
Thank you.
Well, where's the shop again?
We're at 414 Botany Road, Beaconsfield,
Yep.
Alexandria. Lokha, come down, give it a try.
Yeah.
See you there, and if we don't,
Beautiful.
you should.
Yes. See us. Do you have any locations in terms of you're thinking like where?
Man, we're waiting.
In the city?
We're waiting. Make sure I have staff to actually do it.
Yeah.
But anywhere that I think the foot traffic's there and that we can succeed, because I haven't got it. We did try in Clarence Street in the city.
Yeah.
But it was just saturated with so many cafes, so not right now.
Yeah. Lokha Café, guys. Botany Road, 414. That's a nice number
Right, it's
too.
the best. I tell you, 10 out of 10. Let's go. All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, meant to shake hands.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Man, thank you. Thanks
Thanks, guys.
Simon. See you next time. Bye.